I want to see the hero
10
back because I think
seconds
natural order
remaining.
is very, very valuable and it's a good laner. I think that's what a lot of
5
Dota is at the
seconds
moment.
remaining.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Radiant
You're able to put a
team
lot of
ban.
pressure on. You're even able to scale somewhat. If you reach that level 15, you can kind of be a semi carry if you want to be. It's not just the one playstyle that you've got for it. There even is some flexibility. We've seen it be played as a position 3. We've been seeing it as a 1 in the past against like a
10
Meepo.
seconds
It just
remaining.
needs to be the right sort of build for it. So I do
5
feel like there
seconds
is a place
remaining.
for it, but you need to be conscious of the fact that there are a lot of offensive dispels these days. So I wouldn't exactly be picking, for example, on Yangon's draft
Dire
because you're coming
team
up against an
ban.
Enchantress. But for Motivate, I honestly wouldn't even hate it.
Yeah, it just feels like it's a hero that needs like one more buff, and then all of a sudden it's going to be something that people are considering, and that we've got back in the meta, and all of a sudden Eldertine just won't leave. And he was in the meta for quite
10
some time.
seconds
And I
remaining.
said this a while ago when Pugners was starting to be picked up that I'm just
5
excited to see
seconds
Pugner in the
remaining.
meta because throughout my kind of casting career, saying career is such a weird way to put it. I don't know why I don't like saying it that way, but Pugner has not been a hero that is I've been casting a lot. Is really not been in the meta at all. But this is the only patch from what I can remember. It of course maybe 5, 6, whatever years ago, but it's nice to have those heroes that come in, have their short stint, and then all of a sudden they just disappear. Kind of like the Wyvern.
No,
Dire
Wyvern's too easy.
team ban.
But are there any other
Radiant
heroes that
team
you're
ban.
like you want to see more, but we just haven't for whatever reason? Like
Underlord.
we nah, but like he's popular. Like maybe not in C, but he's popular. You'll see him a lot at the major. Um,
Will you?
I
Will
feel
we?
like
You reckon?
I, I think so. Yeah.
I don't
The
think so.
10
How many times
seconds
do you reckon it'll be
remaining.
well,
picked? You want to make a bet?
you give me an
5
over under.
seconds remaining.
15.
Can I get you down to 12?
Sure.
All right, more than 12 times. 12 or more times
All right.
Radiant team pick.
We'll see if Eastern Europe's there, which by the looks of it, that's going to happen.
tomorrow. Apparently,
Yep.
some of
Because
the
I
qualifiers
think the
for it.
regional finals we're going to get a lot of Underlord or afterwards because they are the real one big region that was
Dire
playing it
team
before
pick.
Phoenix Gate. We've got a draft that's going down the line. It's Yangon that actually goes for this Mirana combo, which I was expecting Motivate, but I don't hate the Grimstroke though, because it's pretty similar. Really, Grimstroke DK has a lot of burst potential. The Ag shot on Grim into the late game, way to counter the Terrorblade with the Ag
10
Scepter, so I
seconds
can kind of
remaining.
see how Motivator looking with this Grim.
They don't have an
5
amazing
seconds
patch either
remaining.
yet on Yangon. Like the Storm Spirit is still in the bloody pool. I kind of want to see it come out because it's got great ways of dealing with an Enchantress. It's great ways to deal with a Grimstroke. You've got a Pugner to assist you. Like why not pick it? The lane might not be great, sure, but you can just spam out the lane, not trade against the Dragon Knight, take the small camp, and then all you really need to do is wait until Pugner's level 6 and then you're online. It's not like Storm needs a ton of net worth, right? He just needs levels. And the Null Talismans do the work for you.
It's also a very good combo with the Inkswell, gives you a lot of magic damage with the Terrorblade. My only concern is seeing this Pugner, like how much of an issue is this Netherward going to be for like a Storm? Do they maybe want to
Oh, I'm
consider?
saying Yangon, I want
Okay,
Storm.
okay,
That's what I'm
still one for
wanting.
them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I'm also down for it as well for them. You.
Don't they just pick their carry matchup here?
Yes.
But then, like, what is... Do they PL? Against the Sand King is kind of
Yes.
awkward, but
Yeah. Um. I.
maybe a Naga? The thing is,
Trojan.
I don't know about Toy playing the Naga.
Storm Spirit.
Bit of a block pick. I mean, it's good with the Grim. It's good with the Dragon Knight, sure. But, like,
So
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of my initial read. That's why I thought you were speaking about Motivate because I didn't hate it
Radiant
for them
team
at all.
ban.
But how does
Both.
this Pugner matchup kind of work? Is Netherward a bit of an issue for Storm, or is it okay because you just get to BKB first item?
I think it's okay. I don't think you get BKB first item. You just look to go on the Pugner before he even drops the ward.
Okay.
Is a big part of the plan. And I mean, I
10
think
seconds remaining.
you probably on the Yangon play like a Leshrac into this. You know, a
5
Storm Spirit loves to be
seconds
spamming
remaining.
those static remnants in the lane. You just use the wand and to be replenished. Same sort of thing with a Pugna, right? You just need to pick a
Dire
hero that
team
is
back.
enabled by this Pugna because none of these heroes are,
What?
right? Like, what?
They banned anti-mage. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why. Seems a bit odd.
So maybe the Pugna's going to be put as a
10
2, but
seconds
I
remaining.
feel like Yangon, I think they're looking for something like a
5
Conquer hero
seconds
to set up for the Mirana arrow, because then Storm is very vulnerable to like a X into arrow into boat, but is there someone else that could maybe
Radiant
fulfill
team
that role?
blink.
I mean, it might just be the Sand King that needs the Blink Dagger first before you're able to make those sorts of plays, right? So, I don't think you need to go like that instant stun. I think like a Lesh is fine. Like, what's wrong with a Lesh? Cuts through the
10
DK,
seconds remaining.
deals damage to an Enchantress. Grimstroke doesn't really
5
stop you
seconds
at all.
remaining.
Good with Pugna.
Storm Spirit, good laning match. Good lane with Pugna. Gives you extra tower push to make space for the TB. And if you go a lot of these illusion heroes that I still think are on the cards to go up against the Terrorblade, then you deal with them too.
You reckon they can go illusion heroes though? Because Sand King Pugna are very good. Pugna can go Agshard and
The
he...
ward's trash. The ward's trash.
The
Like,
ward's
the shafts
trash,
trash.
but the
Dire team
Agshard deals with any illusion. It doesn't matter. Like, you can't PL into that.
Yeah, you can. You just doppelganger, and then you've got all your illusions again.
Or 3, and then they see the real PL.
Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it is not good. It's good against like Naga, and it's good
10
against like
seconds
Terrorblade.
remaining.
It is not good against PL. I'm telling you that now.
We
I like
have-
the Quap.
5
Yep.
seconds
Into the storm.
remaining.
So what is the last pick carry going to be for Toy? Which is also a different look at Motivate, just quickly, that giving him the last pick. Often they really like giving him the early carry in the draft. They still do it. I really didn't think they were going to because of the Terrorblade. TB's often been a pretty good matchup against the Deucer. It's a little bit more even now, I think, because Terrorblade doesn't have the attack range talent at the later stages at level 25, but it's something they're comfortable on, so why not?
And that is a hideous Sand King set, I have to
It
say.
is. Yeah.
Like, you're going to need to show everyone in game because it is nightmare fuel. All right, so how are we feeling about this one? Queen of Pain should beat Storm in lane. Sand King Mirana, strong lane as well, but you're not going to be getting any kills, I wouldn't think. It's also good against the Enchantress to being able to arrow the creeps. And then a DK Grimstroke against a Pugna Terrorblade. You would have to assume that that's going to be DK Grimstroke favored. So, kind of back and forth, you know, across the board. But then you have to consider what's going to happen in the late game. Carry to carry matchups. Have to say it's Terrorblade favored. I'm going to say Yangon.
I feel like this game is all on Storm Spirit, which I think is very difficult of a position for Gacha Boy to be in because the Queen of Pain is one of the worst lane matchups for the Storm. But Gacha Boy is very comfortable on this hero, so we'll see how much he can get out of it, but he unlocks the draft. You got the DK jump into the Grimstroke follow-up, but without the Fireball, without the Ag Shard, you will be lacking a little bit of damage. That's where Gacha comes into play. But if he has a bad lane, which is something that I think is expected into the Queen of Pain, then it really feels like Motivate are going to be playing on the back foot. So
Prepare for battle.
if Gacha Boy is a good time, then I believe in Motivate, but I am still going to follow you. I like Yangon's draft just slightly. I think we're in store for a good game though.
Yeah. And the glance value with the Enchantress set is like, that is Crystal Maiden. If you take away the fact that she's got hooves and is bouncing around. If you look at the front side, the hair and the outfit, that is a Crystal Maiden.
Okay, sure. Yeah. We'll pass that one. Let's look at the Terrorblade set though, because I did like this set. I haven't seen this color scheme on Terror. Wait, we've got a fight breaking out.
Hold on, shut up, Aries. They're about to fight.
Shut the hell up, Tigger. Yo, that's not a spot you want to be, my guy. Arrow is on point, and it's going to be Yangon Galacticos finding our first blood, but Motivate, they've got some revenge still left in them, although Toy, he's overstepped the line, as he too will be put in the grave. 3 kills. before the horn to kick us off. And yeah, we do well and truly have a hell of a series on our hands.
Look at that value out of the Nether Ward from the Pugner. Most damage in the game. Let's go, baby. That's exactly what he's looking to go for. Although, or he has the level 1 Scream of Pain. We do see it sometimes just to enable you to secure that range creep. But against the Storm Spirit in particular, you get a lot of value out of the Shadow Strike. The one, I guess, let's call it a big weakness, is that they've only got one set of stun combinations to be able to lock up this Storm Spirit. You don't buy an Orchid anymore on Queen of Pain. So you're relying completely around the Sand King and Mirana to be able to lock down this Storm. And the other thing is they are kind of lacking in tower push. You know, the TB can do it, right? But other than that, when he's trying to be farming, who else does it? Pugner? That's about all you can really think of. And against this lineup with the Storm Spirit, Pugner needs that Nether Ward maxed out. You often can go 4 points in the Nether Blast if you have a weak pushing lineup, but you just can't afford to this game. You need to try and nullify Storm's impact early on.
Quickly back on the stun issue, do you not feel like the Sand King Mirana is enough? Because don't you just burrow into Arrow and then Quap has plenty of burst to kill off the Storm Spirit?
I guess.
Hang on, skill is good. I don't know how he's been put in this low of a health pool, but Boombui just needs 2 more right clicks, which he should find unless RT can land the Burrow Strike. And what? They're going to turn it back around. A trading kills. Toy gets the 1 before the Enchantress dies, so I think the experience was split.
Yeah, I mean, it's still fine, though. Like, Toy, totally fine to be able to pick up that kill solo. And, I mean, the only reason that happens is because Mirana doesn't have the leap yet, right? As long as you get to that point, you're going to be fine. So I feel like he needs to perhaps be a little bit greedier for now. Even just taking some of those neutral creeps away. Because the camp's not blocked. Arrow the creep, but Boombui, because he waited so long, Boombui ends up sharing the experience. Still gets level 2, but it's certainly not what you want to do. Just give Enchantress some free experience.
How about this bottom lane, though, with Masros and Tigger combined together? Is this a lane that you're expecting the Terrorblade to free farm, or is there still concerns for him?
Come get healed.
Yeah, we're fine.
I think there's still concerns, to be honest. Like, the Pugner doesn't do a lot in this lane, right? Like, it's very easy, especially in these early levels where Nether Ward doesn't last for super long, to just look to use your abilities outside of the duration of it. And, you know, Zorani's kind of fast, so you can get a lot of this little bits of harass going, but it doesn't really enable the TB to get much of anything.
See, the first Metamorphosis usage from KSH is just trying to secure a couple of waves of farm. Is off to a pretty good start, but simultaneously is the Storm Spirit, though, and this was something that we were expecting the Queen of Pain to have a really good time, but Gacha Boy back to the jungle, just gonna make a double stack and also get the bounty rune at the same time. So this is all signs of a good start here for the Storm.
Stupendous.
Nice little start for himself, and that's the thing. Against the Queen of Pain, you want to force him to go more points into the Shadow Strike, and then you just want to leave the lane. It's going to lose a few creeps underneath the tower, though, with Quap taking particular attention to just quickly shove out that lane as much as possible, so Tigger makes the rotation through, make sure that the experience isn't wasted. So, yeah, I guess with Masros now at level 3, they're not feeling all too concerned about his ability to survive in this lane. It's the second point in the Dragon Blood.
Yeah, and without meta as well, it's not really like they can shove him out of the lane. Just Zorain being a bit of a nuisance with the right clicks. And that's kind of the one thing about the Pugner, which is maybe undervalued in a way, is that his right click damage does kind of stack up. 5.2 intel gain, so every extra level getting that bonus 5 damage is something that can always prove to be an issue for some supports and some cores to trade, but the power of the Dragonite with this Dragon's Blood will be okay.
Yeah, Pugner's got really good attack range, very, very good movement speed. So he's one of the better people to be able to trade, as long as you're not getting stunned up and killed super early on.
Do they kill Zorain, though? He's very aggressive at the moment, trying to reblock the small camp, but goddamn. Okay, it looks like Gacha Boy will still get it. I was going to say this Ghost Creep was slowing down Gacha, so he couldn't really close the distance, but it did not matter. That's a nice pick-me-up for the Storm. He is still 400 net worth behind Hor, but the fact that he's having a good start to the lane is, again, something that we're kind of not really expecting in this matchup.
I was almost expecting Hor to go for that blink in on top of the Storm Spirit and try and take him out before he's level 6, just to, even though you die on the Pugna, he did enough damage to be able to Storm Spirit kind of low.
And look at this as well, Boombui. They blocked up the Ancients. I think they blocked the heart. Yeah, they blocked the heart as well and placed an observer. So a lot. Toy. Oh my god. So yeah, a lot of emphasis put on trying to put them away from the triangle. Toy's still in a bit of trouble. 2 points to the burst. They might actually go for the dive under the tower. Strength treads is not enough to keep them alive. It's a beautiful read from Yangon, recognizing that Boombui's out of the lane and they look to penalize.
Also had Zorain, who he's been able to leave his Terrorblade on his own, and DK on his own. He doesn't have any sort of kill threat, so he used a smoke, not for any kind of gank attempt, but just to make sure.
Oh, look at this guy! Oh my, that was. He almost just juked the Sonic Wave. They're even gonna get a D-ward of the Observer at the same time, and that is huge. Core instantly getting a kill once he hits level 6.
Yeah, and Zorain has blocked up both of these camps as well, so stacks that were starting to build up are now not going to be anywhere near as effective as, or lucky enough that it's going to be on the bottom side of the map. The nice start coming through here for Yangon.
But Blaine Boombui. Oh, he's not even going to be killed off. Gotcha Boy, the nick of time, brings a sentry as well so they can find the Sand King under the covers of the Shadow Storm, and Gotcha Boy hits back. He's already got 4 kills on the Storm Spirit. Danog, I was wondering overall on what your opinion was going to be for Yangon Galacticos through this BTS Pro Series, because they've always been a team that has shined through third-party tournaments, in particular Pro Series. Of course, it's a different look with Hor in instead of Young PH, but do you think they have kind of what it takes to maybe take one of those qualification spots?
It's rough. I think which side it was, whether it was side A or side B, but in my eyes, one of the regions is definitely harder, and it's Yangon's one. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to get it through, because even though, they're kind of like your SMGs, where they've got a really high range between their performances, but they're always entertaining to watch. There's never a dull moment with them.
No, without a doubt. They've always been, I think, the past 2 Pro Series now, a team that has placed very high.
Through to like upper bracket,
yeah,
in the group stages, so
which is big props to them, but I guess they've just fallen short in a couple of the other big tournaments, in particular the Open Qualifiers, both times now for the DPC Division 2. So, but they are grinders. Yeah, there are always issues. Luckily enough for them, we got best of 3s for Phase 1, and then Phase 2 will be best of 2s for the group stages. So we'll see if Yangon can get to that stage, but off to a flying start with a 1,000 net worth lead as we have the lanes dissolving at the river. Gotcha Boy, not going to be in trouble. Oh, it's thinking about it. He gets him again. Oh, my Hor once again with the Sonic Wave. He's unable to juke the burst damage, and 2 times he's been able to put the Storm Spirit into the grave off the back of this ultimate from the Queen of Pain.
Very nicely done. I really like what Yangon are doing as well.
They're eyeing up Toy. Epicenter's out from a T. The man is completely gone, and Toy, there is no way the Medusa is able to escape this, so he will put in the grave for the 3rd time this game as Yangon. They are continuing to find these really high-value targets across the map.
I thought he might have even considered going for the deny to the neutrals. I know it was pretty unlikely, considering it's just the Ogre Bruisers, but maybe with the Ogre Smash, been able to do it.
Come on, Sprites.
I was just...
But what I was going to say was I really liked the way that Yangon have been playing pretty heavily around these power runes, because you've got a winning lane matchup in the Queen of Pain, and you got to prevent the Storm Spirit from ways to come back into it. One way can just be through a lucky power rune or 2, and I feel like Gacha Boy's done everything that he could out of this lane, right? He made rotations through to the jungle, he made his own stacks, he invaded other lanes, he's got 4 kills so far.
I don't think they get the kill on Toy without Epi. They're posturing like they want to dive. But the thing is now Toy TP'd back and he's already at half health and no mana.
Is under attack.
He's stuck here. They know he's stuck here. Like you said, I mean, Quap's going to start to rotate. They're going to shove the lane in, and Toy just has to dig deeper into the tree line.
Well, at least he's got a Dragon Lance, but that's not going to be good for much, unfortunately, as he's slowly trying to cut his way away, and this is going to be a slow retreat, and just enables that Terrorblade to catch him up further.
They see it. Oh, RT, that's perfect. He sees the trees cut. The TPs are coming a little bit too late. Hor is very resistant on trying to jump over the tree line, but regardless, they kill off the Medusa, but the consequence, it's a life of the Marauder at the moment. Now it will be the Sand King as well, sent home in a body bag as Gachaboy again coming to the top side of the map with detection to kill him off in the Sandstorm.
And Fearless is playing really well this game. Even just the zip after the fact, realizing that he was probably going to be jumping away to the right-hand side. Fortunately, the Quap breaks his regen as he's looking to prevent her from stealing some of his neutral camps. But you can't fault the man. He's 800 behind, but it's a losing lane. That's just the reality of the situation.
How aggressive they're trying to be, though, from Yangon. KSH is 3 points in mana. Is going to pop this with the catapult timing. So, nice read from Yangon that they have a bit of a window here to try and take a key objective.
Dire's middle tower has
That
fallen.
you can't be just selfish with the meta. You don't want to be jungling with it. You got to make sure you're taking towers with every single use of it that you can. And you know, mid tower is pretty damn important, right? Taking away the potential for the Deucer to safely farm in her own triangle. It's going to have a decently sized stack to be able to wire here after she claims probably the next 2 lanes on the bottom side of the map. Know that she's not going to be joining any team fights. She's just not ready. So now's the time for Yangon to maybe look to make a play.
Got Blink already on RT. 3-4 build.
Dire's structures
And
are
Skill A's got 2 points in the arrow as well, so it's a lot of burst potential. But Motivate actually want to take the fight. They did smoke around the T2 tower, so let's see where they direct their forces.
Dire's top
Uh-oh,
tower
this
has
is not
fallen.
good. They're going to aim for the Queen of Pain. Mastros, he's revealing their own Blink as well. This is a big kill on Hor, taking away the streak, but RT jumps in, a borrow to set up for the combination. As Gachaboy, well, he's going to be penalized for the attempt on the Queen of Pain, and Tigger,
Is under attack.
well, he'll be killed off as well with a finishing blow given over to Skillay. So, nice play from Yangon. Yes, you lose the Queen of Pain, but you do get some retribution.
He just got a little bit too greedy there. He realized that his team was there to be able to protect the 12-minute power rune if it spawned on the top side, so he went bottom. But at the time, Motivate.Trust had been off the map for quite a while, so
Dire's middle
perhaps
tower
wasn't the wisest choice.
Ooh. He just shy of the Burrow Strike, so Bimbui can scurry away. Unfortunately, not with his creep, though.
So just praying that they don't start to invade her triangle.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
They know it's watered.
They do. So RT's going to blink up there. Just an awkward timing for Toy to be farming the small camp, and the Courier goes over. So the good old split shot. It's a very... It's a... Oh, I'd love to see it. The Observer Ward scouting out this triple smoke. It was just a ward I was going to mention. It's not often do you see it placed this early in the game. Very hard to try and de-ward, but it has given them so much information. And they're probably going to look to take the fight here, I think.
They have a sense that they're
Radiant's
coming, already
middle
dropped the
tower
Nether Ward.
is under attack.
They should know this with
Dire's
Nether Ward
top tower
placed.
is under attack.
Yeah, I think it's obvious now that somehow they got the read of that smoke.
Happiest one about all of this is Toy. You know, he's able to sit back, farm,
Let
be able
the
to
fun
contest into a
begin.
Terrorblade. Very important that he reaches up into that Manta style just to be able to counter out a lot of the aggression. Actually, Hor is going to go the Orchid, so yeah, even more vital for him to have that.
It's going to have it at a pretty goddamn good timing as well for the Queen of Pain. So, you know, with the strong start that he's had, 4-1 and 0, he's about, what, 1,300 net worth ahead of Gachaboy as well. So, I like this from Hor.
And I like that he's not going back and farming on his side of the map. That's Terrorblade's domain. He's gone with the rest of the team. Yeah, you might soak up a little bit of experience with the other players on the team. Yeah, but maybe a little bit slow to send that courier out because he has enough for the Orchid right now. You would hate to see Motivate look to take a team fight, and he doesn't have it just because his courier was sent out a little bit too late, but should be fine.
So, like, this is just Yangon at its finest. And again, I don't know what we have. You said it, the best of ones. It was kind of the issue. I know this game is nowhere near over, but the fact that they make a call that they can go take that Roshan, like, that is just a beautiful read for them. That Motivated, not in fighting shape. They've got meta, like the Terrorblade can come online a little bit faster than the Medusa, and they use it to get the Aegis. And that's perfect timing, because you just had the Orchid on Hall. And this is an item build that is very... You need to snowball with it. You need to get kills, but it also means you need to put your body on the line. If you die a couple times, then all of a sudden the item's wasted and your game just really falls off a cliff. But the Aegis will now enable that.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's almost entirely enabled by this warding that's been done by Zorain, right? Obviously the one that scouted out the smoke previously.
Don't do it.
He's still pretty tanky.
RT's gonna go for the Bow Strike instead. He was trying to charge the Epi first, but with Skill Ace follow-up stun lock, they were not requiring that, and that you just mentioned the ward, and it's continuing to pay off.
I mean, they weren't showing for a long time on the map on Motivate, but they don't exactly have the strongest Roche-taking lineup, so I doubt they thought they were going to check that sort of area. They don't care about this bottom side of the map at all on Yangon Galacticos. They're just going to be staying up top the entire time. They've got Vision, they've got the Roshan, they want to take this tower. They'll force a glyph out at least, but still looking very good for Yangon Galacticos with the carry-to-carry matchup as well. It's a 600 or so net worth lead right now for the Terrorblade over the Medusa.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Nice use of the glyph as well. Keep the siege creep alive.
It's gonna run to the Grimstroke die. They double smoke. They will be too late. So T2 Tower is gonna go down along with an easy pickoff.
Or just making sure that they don't lose their own mid tower in this time. Kind of deep on Gachapa. I mean, he's got the Orchid. Be a little bit careful here, but he'll be able to TP away.
So what are we looking for item-wise on Toy? When is he going to be able to put his mark on this game one?
Ooh, I think honestly they might just try and have to be careful on Toy. Speaking of which, or vicinity with that Aegis, with the regen and the Orchid, they might just want to wait for this Aegis to expire, and then he'll look to come in, even if he doesn't have
be in
the full
trouble.
scouting.
Solo Bow Strike is not the easiest kill into the T2 tower, but look at all the damage that they're throwing in from afar as Toy falling lower and lower, but the Ink Spell will not get him out to safety as a high value target is killed off with ease, and Horse still proving to be an issue. They're eyeing up Boom Booey, they need a stun. RT a bit too late with the burrow, so they will not find the Enchantress along with it, but Medusa and a T2 tower is plenty for Yangon.
Very happy to take that. With the second Aegis, the first Aegis, they've still got 2 minutes left on it, so they could just go and take this bottom tier 1 tower. Why not? No real downside to doing it. And while they've got the Aegis, they're just going to continue to play around the Dire Triangle. It's exactly where the Medusa wants to be. Fortunately for Tigger, he gets his courier killed. I actually really don't like the fact that he's going for the Aghanim Scepter right now.
Worthy tribute.
If you're a Terrorblade, you could just turn it and kill it.
What? Hall has some wild reactions. That was a bonkers Orchid. They got BKB on Gachi. You probably need to make something happen now shortly with Aegis expiring in about 1:20.
Yeah. So what I was saying before about the Dark Portrait is TB just kills it, right? So it doesn't have a huge level of impact. And with the way that the Storm Spirit and the Medusa have been dying in recent times, it's been the same way, right? Burrow Strike into Arrow. And if you just go the Aghanim Shard instead, you just toss that onto the Medusa or whoever else gets initiated onto, you're going to A, be able to break that secondary stun, and B, get the lifesteal component for it as well, because you're going to have someone like the Sand King standing right on top.
Yeah, and I thought you went for this Scrimshaw combo because of the Ag Shard with the Dragonite. It's a ridiculous amount of burst potential. Exactly, all the Storm. You just, one jumps in, all the other. You've got double stuns now with a lot of burst, and maybe because they are so far behind that they feel like this is a pseudo win condition to deal with the Terror Blade, but it's yeah.
I would disagree with that. I mean, the win condition is getting kills onto priority heroes on the other team, and you're not going to do that with a point booster. Game's out of control now.
They want to go top. Oh no, Horde tried to TP out. The age is soon to expire, but the chain control was not perfect, and they will well and truly be penalized for that. Tick is killed off, and they want to go back to the triangle. Under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow, it's going to be 3 heroes moving in the darkness as they will find a second support across the map. Toy? He's really far out. Okay, Sage has already got the Skadi as well, so Toy's going to be forced to Stone Gaze, but Skill A can always arrow. They just need the vision. He's not even going to go for it because of the Manta illusions blocking the path. Nice micro from Toy.
Yep, nicely done there. Just realizing that he had the safety to do that without the Sand King being part of it, and see Sand King is like, all right, well, I've got my my initiation, my little bit of a safety blanket with the Yule Scepter, then going for the Boots of Travel. Like, he's done a great job at being able to catch out the Medusa early on, and he just wants that to continue.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, it's something we brought up before, but needs to continue to be harped on, is that the vision from Yangon. It's been perfect. Like, now you have control, and they're putting all their vision around the triangle. Just, this is always a focal point for Medusa. You want to sit yourselves here for quite some time, just especially on Dire. Like, this is the best area for you to be in. They're taking away so much of the economy game that Motivate are banking on with this lineup.
I need to test this. It felt like with the ancient black drake, not the dragon, they have that 5% increased spell damage taken aura. So I wonder if that actually makes the Pugna heal for more as well.
Hang on, is this ambitious? Right at the front of the T3 tower, they're going to be forced to drop everything down. Even a Sonic Wave that was maybe not needed at the end. Horde drops a soy, but that's not ambitious at all. Look at the damage they have. 6 death on the Medusa, and up the high ground they go as RT. Alright, arrow follow-up instantly. Now with the Dragon Knight, Mastros is killed off. It's such an easy combo, just a burrow into a stun. But Motivate, they didn't draft any answers.
Didn't draft any answers, and even the pseudo one that they did, and the Grimstroke didn't itemize for it.
Oh my lord. He's going to try and jump the backline, but it will not matter in the Storm Spirit. No way to disrupt him. Is it buildings under siege? KSH thinking about diving, but not the case. Objective-based gaming.
Yeah, hard to really put a downside towards how Yangon Galacticos are playing. They're just playing very clinical Dota. And kind of obvious Dota as well, right? This is exactly what their draft does. Motivate haven't really set up for it.
First Swarm? No, it's going to be a minute 50 that Yangon have to wait for, so maybe a little bit more time for Toy to hit his Skadi, but I don't think he's going to have it by this Roche fight, which they really need it for. Dude, this Pugna. I'm just seeing him stand in the river and just give Horde back to full resources. Like, what a hero it is. I know we were mentioning that it's really nice to have it with like a Storm Spirit or a Lesh, Medusa, someone that really utilizes the mana and the health or something like that, but just anyone. If you have resources, it means you're out on the map more, means you're stopping the enemy team from getting the farm and being an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good on anyone. I'm just saying is relatively better.
BKB at the start for stuff. It's going to disrupt the combo, but it's the first time Motivate have looked to start the fight. RT back to the high ground, but it's kind of stuck here though. Gonna try and get the epicenter off before he dies, but it's gonna be Motivate that finally get a kill on the board in quite some time.
Picking out KSH here, who they caught on the top side, and they get it with a stun, but nice little 4-star.
Oh no,
better
the
arrow.
slows, he goes back into the arrow. Toy's gonna try and charge him with a Stone Gaze, but they do have the chain control with the Soulbind follow-up. Horde doesn't get the blink away, that's a big streak given over to Gotcha Boy, but you have to respect KSH. He just found the BKB, he's got the Metamorphosis back available, and he's just trying to target down Toy. But a great read that they're lacking stun, so he's going to TP out in the face of danger.
Nice, use the enchant onto the TB illusion as well. That's what the arrow actually hit into the back of instead of connecting through in the later stages of that fight. And it was an ambitious attempt for sure. This is going to sound a little shady, but I honestly forgot Masteros was part of this game until that team fight.
Whoa!
What's been happening around the DK? Let's be honest, right?
I'll take
Have there been towers going down?
Oh, you just
Have there been
facts.
initiations combined together with the Storm Spirit? No.
Fax machine over there. All right, Mr. Boomer.
Fax machine.
Zoomer terminology. They're coming out, Motivate. Don't meta. But very soon to fall. Gonna rely on the Dark Troll Summon to try and give them information, but a T pounces beforehand. Mastros is quick in the fingers, preventing our T from getting a Burrow Strike off. He's still not even dead though with the Sand King. What? Didn't know the Manta. He tried to juke out the arrow, but it's not even gonna matter. Deuce is killed off. The Soulbind's the only thing really preventing Yangon from getting anything more. Do they sniff out Boombui? Oh, you bet they do. Oh, they do. The tree line's not enough to keep him alive. 2 down, and with the Aegis and Shard over to Radiant, they're going to brute force up this high ground.
Oh, actually, Gacha took the shard. He was very
okay.
close to getting the Aegis as well, but ASH was just a little bit too quick on the fingers. Still, it's not going to change too much about the outcome of this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, they don't want the range. They want top
Dire's
instead.
middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Alright. They should be able to take away the first life without committing too heavily.
Dire's middle barracks.
So Rain, let's see if he gets in position. Oh, he ran back in.
It's gone for the Sunder. 10 seconds left until the metamorphosis, so they could look to stay if they want to, but with the Deuce respawning, probably not wise. I mean, Pugner's great for being able to buff up a Storm Spirit, but playing near your fountain's probably even better.
Where are you going?
Oh. Hello. I was going to say, how worried are we right now that, like, this was a 24th pick Medusa that is well and truly struggling. 1-7-6. And is this just Motivate continuing to die on the same hill that they have for quite some time? Not even through this roster, but sometimes the other roster as well?
I guess, but it could just be, tactical from Yangon, right? They know that Toy loves the Medusa, so they pick heroes that they know can punish before he's able to fight. TB has a relatively stronger peak super early on and super late. It's that
Radiant
mid period that you have to worry about a little bit, but feels like they've weathered the storm.
He's got almost a Silver's Edge completed on KSH. I think the big thing though, item-wise, is that Gacha Boy just got an Aghanim Scepter, so the one real big item... Dude, wow, this Storm Spirit null thing is bonkers. I just saw him zip all the way to the remnants of a T2 tower and all the way back.
And that's with, 3 nulls? It gets worse.
Whoa,
Yeah, it gets worse. God damn, this hero. So fascinating. What have they done to him?
The end goal is to have 5 null talismans and maybe even 6. Like 5 and a BKB is what you want, and then you want the Aghanim's Blessing.
I've seen like the Blessing into like Refresher, or even like that's the item after Blessing can be a little bit different, but often it's this BKB into nulls into Ags, and then you go from there.
Yeah, a lot of people sell the power treads as well and then just buy the regular boots because all you really use it for is just like walking slightly faster around the map. You don't have it in your inventory when you're taking team fights.
It's going to be Yangon that look to try and make our first play, hitting the 29-minute mark. They're going to try and pilot their way into Dire's triangle. We'll know they're home though. Ward's going to scout out the courier, so they do have confirmation, but Motivate have not been able to get outside the base, so they are very much losing out on gold.
I know it's important for Gacha to have a lot of Yeah, I was about to say a lot of that int coming from the arcane ring, but it feels to me like you would be much better served holding onto this Mindbreaker now. And yep, there we go. There's the 4th Null Talisman purchase. They sell the boots.
Certainly hurt you.
Not the booties.
I don't want an orchid. Gotcha. Come on, boy.
Don't run off.
Haha, I see what you did there.
Bullseye. Shadows, take us.
Let everyone just swim in that horrible pun for a little bit. Wordplay, I suppose.
Dire's bottom tower is
Bro, I'm
under
a Wordle
attack.
champion, okay?
People still play that? Wasn't that the a two-hit wonder?
That shot.
I mean,
Worthy
I don't just play Wordle. I play all the Urdle games. There's Urdle, there's Octordle, there's Semantle, there's Global.
What are we waiting for on Motivate? What is that big condition that they might feel like they're in a position to maybe force a fight?
Probably a BKB on Toy, and then they want to be able to have advantage to start a team fight for a change, because every single time it feels like he's just at the whim of. Hold on, does Grim have Ag Shard? No, he's about half a component away from the full scepter. I just really don't think it's going to make a difference. I feel like as long as they're aware that it's coming, they're going to need to just say, be on the lookout for this inky Terror Blade, and just tell me to focus it, because it'll die very quickly.
Yeah, it's... Oh, do they jump?
Nah.
Nah. A pesky Enchantress is not worth the threat of throwing this game into a position that maybe Motivate can turn it around. They do still have pretty decent high ground defense. Do so. Storm
I'd say
Spirit's
they have incredibly good high ground defense.
Who's the worst hero on Die in regards to high ground defense?
Enchantress.
Second worst.
DK.
Hate to see it. Why you gotta call him out like that? Dude, Babui's done nothing to you.
You asked me a question.
No. You didn't have to answer like that. That was savage. You said Enchantress straight away and DK.
Like, single target.
Shadows.
Like, do you want to pop an Elder Dragon form or walk into
Radiant
melee
are
range to drop your
scanning.
fireball? No.
They have...
Really caught Gotcha Boy there, but it forces him to pop a BKB, so I wonder if that'll mean that they want to join the rest of the team. I mean, you've got Boots of Travel here on RT, so if they wanted to, or could just immediately make the rotation back to the mid lane and say, look, Storm doesn't have BKB. We can look to try and make an aggressive attempt here. Got the Silver Edge. Or, I don't know how you're going to catch a DK with the Silver Edge, but could happen.
Toy, yeah, he's got BKB now. Alright, so disassembles the Dragonlance, and this might be smoke time. Give this lane
Also
farm
hit
mid to
level 20.
Tigger. Okay. Okay, we'll see what Motivate can pull out of the hat, though. This network league continuing to grow, even though they are finding their items. So Yangon, they are also growing in power.
100 gold from Aghanim Sceptor.
Oh, I mean, KSH has pretty much got Butterfly, so you could maybe burst him. Storm with Grim. They got Fireball as well. I don't. Can you though? Because I think if Zorain always stays alive on this Pugna, I don't know if you're going to kill anyone else. Well, the main other target.
Well, they've got it, and that's the trigger for them to look to smoke. Boomboy is going to be the one that reveals in the lane, maybe using himself as bait. You want to make sure you're not standing right on top of him, though, because you might just get stunned as collateral here as RT setting up.
RT is actually going to charge up. Just a solo ultimate to the Enchantress and Motivate. They don't know what to do. Gotcha Boy's going to make the call to jump in, but it's only a Mirana that's shrugging off the damage. The mechanism and now it's going to be the side of Yangon that pushes back Motivate. An arrow from afar, it splits the middle. They're going to try and kill off Tigger. And it's a wasted BKB from Toya, but they're going to try and retreat away from the Stone Gaze with a bar up in a couple of seconds. It's a lot of damage onto the Sand King. RT protected with a decrypt. He's going to be fine, but it's a Storm Spirit that ticks out the Orchid. Plenty in our KSH is eyeing up more. Who's on the agenda? It looks like it's going to be Toy. Slow down for the moment. Mastros, she's dying through all the crits. Look at KSH, man. They don't have an answer. It's a dieback on Gotcha Boy. It might be fountain diving time. Yangon, man. What a game one for the lads.
Is under attack.
I mean, Zorane's basically just given an extra life to RT as well as Skille. He's been healing him up constantly, and
Dire's middle
means
tower
that RT
has
was
fallen.
free to look to go back in as the GGs are dropped.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Looks like Myanmar proves a little bit too strong for the Thai lads in our game one. That's the beautiful thing. It is only game one. We have the best of 3 for the closed qualifiers. If Yangon, they're able to take this series, and they will move over to face the lads of Army Geniuses. But of course, Motivate, they want to be the ones in that upper bracket final. But what is the main thing we need to look for in Motivate in the next game? Is it just draft to set themselves up, or is it maybe a little bit more play style wise?
I would say it's more playstyle. Like, I'm just having a look back at the times, and I remember the courier got sniped at around the 17-minute mark for the Grimstroke when he had the point booster on it. So he spent 20 minutes farming an Aghanim Scepter that he never got use out of because they weren't able to pop it on that attempt, and then he just got burst down by the Queen of Pain. Doesn't have buyback because he just bought the Aghanim Scepter. Imagine if he had a shard throughout all of those different gank attempts and was able to ensure survival for Toy, as well as Gacha Boy, right? It just feels like it would have been such a big difference for Motivate.Trust's chances, and it didn't feel like they respected what Yangon were doing to them over and over again.
Yeah, honestly, I was just excited to see how Yangon are going to shape up through the Pro Series, because again, it's been a team that have looked very good through third-party tournaments, but in regards to DPC, they've struggled, and a lot of people expected them to be one of the teams that would take those open qualifier spots. So it's game one, but there was a very convincing game one performance. So we'll see if they're able to replicate that game 2-0, then you set yourselves up in a really good position to face Army Geniuses for one of those qualification spots. But of course, we'll see if Motivate, if they can, they have a little bit of time to prepare themselves for game two, set themselves up with the draft, go from there. But they did have a lot of comfort as well, which is one thing that could be a bit concerning. Mastros on the DK, Gacha Boy on the Storm Spirit, Toy on the Medusa. So the fact that Yangon Galacticos were still able to beat them with one of their more comfortable drafts proves that they are here to play. But can they replicate that? That is the key question. We'll find out though after the break.